These are 5 habits that will keep you intermediate on the guitar. If you're frustrated with your guitar practice and don't know how to get to the next level, this video is for you. Today I'm going to show you 5 practice habits to get you out of your rut and bridge you into advanced guitar playing. Let's not waste any time, let's jump into habit number 1. Habit number 1 that will keep you intermediate: not practicing in real musical situations. And I mean that's whether you are by yourself, with friends, or with a computer. Most of us guitarists don't have the luxury of being able to call up a drummer and a bass player to come and jam anytime we want to practice. Playing by yourself doesn't give you the skills you need in order to perform at an advanced level with real people. My biggest recommendation is to buy a DAW. For practice, my favorite is Ableton Live. It's easy to use and it allows you to make loops that are rhythmically accurate. It's simple to program drums, or you can import incredible drummers from the internet, and it only takes a few minutes to set up. Most intermediate guitarists don't have good enough sense of time to practice with a looper. Practicing bad rhythm over other bad rhythm will surely keep you intermediate. There are tons of great backing tracks online, but being in charge of all the details of the track, like being able to target a certain tempo, key, or rhythmic feel to improve your playing, is priceless. The second habit that will keep you intermediate is not recording yourself and constructively listening back. I have never met a musician in my life that has a truly realistic idea about how they sound in the moment. As you get better and better, you have more and more mental bandwidth to understand what is happening in the moment as you play, but the reality is that recording yourself and taking notes on your practice sessions, rehearsals, and performances will make a massive difference in your development. It's the most honest way to hear yourself. Even if you're a hobbyist who just plays at home, use the voice memo or video app on your phone to record and document yourself. And here's a pro tip: be honest with yourself, but also be kind to yourself. Practice hard and accept that you will always dislike things about your playing. That's okay, and you'll get better by constructively listening back to yourself. Habit number 3. Guitarists stuck as intermediates practice without purpose. When you sit down to practice, do you plan it out, or do you just sit down and kind of start noodling? You know how Malcolm Gladwell said that it takes 10,000 hours to master anything? Well, he didn't mean 10,000 hours of noodling around. 10,000 is actually an arbitrary number, but even more importantly is that all the research says it takes hours of deliberate practice, not just noodling around. Deliberate practice is making goals and taking specific action in order to target your weaknesses and improve your overall skill level. The best thing I ever did for my practice was to write my goals before every practice session in a practice journal and keep track of my practice as I went along. Make sure to stick around for all 5 tips so you don't miss any of the key ingredients of this lesson and unfortunately end up staying intermediate. If you like this video, download my free PDF below. It's a paper about practice. It'll give you more key tips on how to get the most out of your practice and skyrocket your guitar playing. The 4th tip is one that was a game changer for me. Guitarists who are stuck as intermediates often get lost in too much repetition in their practice. Although throughout history we hear stories of artists practicing 100 perfect repetitions in a row, all the modern learning science says that it's significantly better to interleave your practice activities. I often will practice 3 to 5 different specific things over the course of like a 15-minute practice session. Then I'll take a break, I'll come back and I'll target those things again or move on to something new. Our ego keeps saying 1 more repetition and I'll get it right, but the science actually says no. I highly recommend the book Make It Stick if you want to learn how to learn. Not working on your fundamentals on a daily basis will keep you intermediate. Tone, touch, timing. Or maybe chords, scales, arpeggios, rhythm. Music consists of core ingredients. The biggest one that I find guitarists overlook is rhythm. The best guitarists in the world have an impeccable sense of time. This goes back to listening to yourself and constructively analyzing your guitar playing. If you can't play quarter notes in time, spend some time daily working with a drum machine or metronome. Are you rushing your 16ths? Swung 8's not feeling good? You'll hear all of this if you actively listen back to yourself practicing. From tip number 2. Another example is if you're lost on the fretboard, start spending a little bit of time with the notes on each string. Start with all the natural notes and then add in the accidentals. Think about the core ingredients in music and boil them down to a few exercises that you can do a little bit every day, even for 5 minutes. you'll notice big changes in your playing. Now that you've learned some of the best ways to get out of intermediate guitar playing, make sure to check out this video next to learn how to improve your guitar solos immediately.